because the stream just says 1 over and over again, just once I want to hear it say 2. If that makes any sense. Yeah.
Anthony, we all know you can't count.
Wait, where's Toy Wars?
What the?
Here's voice.
You guys again? Oh, come on, man. I'm telling you what. Restraining order. I'm busy.
I just want to see like a big plume of smoke come out of that tent.
Honestly, I think I found where I'm sleeping when I come to visit.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna make you sleep out in the emotional support alligator's bed.
I do want to just see like a live stream of that tent and then just see a crocodile just like slowly come out of it.
By the way,
it, like,
over on
really
Toy War
clearly.
Vintage Reviews, the review is up. The video review is up on the tent.
Oh yeah, that
I saw
G1
today. At the very least, I don't think anybody's ever done a video review of a tent before, so I think you can say, well, not of a Transformers tent. I'm sure there's like camping YouTube out there that's like done video reviews of tents, but
just remember.
But the ironic thing is, I don't think
you're talking about a tent. So I just have to say the old adage: there's porn of everything.
Oh God.
Rule 34.
What?
Rule 34. If it exists, there's porn of it. So if there's a tent review out there, be careful what you Google.
So are you telling me that if I go onto a porn site, I'm going to see porn warp?
More than likely.
I don't think we want to think about that.
I can neither confirm or deny. Okay, so
the best thing is, I imagine it's just him sleeping in the tent.
Why are you imagining about porn involving your dad? That just explains a whole lot of stuff about the mentality that you've got cooking there, bud.
Listen, I was born in Ohio. I didn't ask for it.
Google that.
I was born in Ohio. It's not my fault. I didn't want it.
Past a certain age, getting a good 10-hour sleep is in itself an unachievable fantasy. So I understand a portion of the
10 hours.
Yeah.
Sleep. Period. What is that?
I usually get on a good night, maybe 5.
I mean, you got the tent. You got to have the sleeping bag too.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There you go.
With all of its weird colors, when are those repaints going to get released?
I tell you what, I did the review on the tent, during the week, and it's been up for, probably I think it's been up for like a week now. So it's been driving the old lady crazy because it's like smack dab in the middle of the living room. So she'll be happy after tonight. I can finally take it down.
Why would you take it down?
Actually, you know what? Penelope is using it for a doghouse.
So there's your reason to keep it up.
I can't. Nah, it's too nice for her to use as a doghouse. There's been a time or two she's tried to go out the side when she got excited and wanted to run out of it. Yeah, I can't be having that.
I say just tell her to be gentle. Dogs are known for listening.
Yeah, kind of like kids, huh?
What are dogs other than just extremely energetic kids?
They do have the mental capacity of a 2 to 3 year old child, so.
And you don't have to pay child support.
Oh, you got to pay child support. Trust me, if you're keeping them healthy and taking them to the vet like they should, like they should go, you're definitely paying child support. Vet bills are real.
Yeah.
We have a mobile vet here that comes to the houses, drives out to us. So because our closest actual veterinarian is like an hour and a half away. And so this lady in town, she got her license, and instead of opening up a brick and mortar, she bought an RV. And she just has a mobile vet station. You can get her on online, set up your appointment, everything, and they drive right to your house. They come in, take the dog, or for us, they take the cat, And the mobile vet is a little bit higher, but it's $418 for both of them every 6 months.
That's kind of crazy because I know my veterinary office is quite large because they've got, so much equipment, medicine, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it also doubles as an animal hospital too. So I guess there's that. But yeah, I had Chevy Moo, my old pit bull. She had a stay there that cost me, I think, $4,500 for
God.
2 or 3 nights. Yeah, it's you pay child support on dogs. Trust me.
Oh yeah, any pet.
Spin your
No,
back.
mine are cats. Now, granted, my one half Maine Coon cat, he's the size of a dog, but yeah, Fufu, we call him Fat Ass.
Sounds appropriate.
He weighs 19 pounds. He's a 19-pound cat.
You could do exercises just by lifting them.
Yes.
He's a monster.
I love
He's
my
an absolute monster.
My stepmom, when her and my dad, before they got married in the first few years, she had a Mancoon. And I remember that they had the fear of God in me of that thing, because they say, yeah, he's mean. And one time I'm babysitting my little baby brother, and I don't remember that cat's name, but he jumps on my chest, and I felt like, oh God. But I could feel his claws just in my chest. I'm like, okay, yeah, I won't move.
Like, this is it. This is how I die.
Mm-hmm.
It's ironic that he likes women who wear cat ears, but actual cats scare him. I just find that quite humorous.
Well, I don't mind cats. It's just that cat specifically. He was big.
So in other words, what you're saying is he's scared of the real pussy. I love you, brother.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is
it's
the beginning of TelaTraan 2. As we get through the
welcome to
comments.
TelaTraan 2.
There we go. So,
Sakura blossoms.
So Mario is saying, interesting on Skybound Transformers comic book special issue. We will mention that, which he then also mentioned. Does anyone know what's happening with Spin's background? Somehow it disappeared and came back. And Tristy Nova, welcome Tristy, says, I can confirm to one of our earlier comments. RJ Eagle says, what's up, gang? I hope I didn't miss too many interesting reveals in the last stream.
Well, you got to see an encore of the most interesting reveal, which was Toy Warp coming out of his tent.
Yep. And we started off with our usual TelaTraan 2 craziness. And Impactor says, I did some stuff and it's freaking real deal. Dark of the Moon unreleased Leadfoot.
Yeah, that's wild. I was like, hang on, why does he have the Target logo? Is that the canceled version?
Mm-hmm.
Christ.
Jeez, Impactor, 14 years old, just pulling out unreleased figures and stuff.
Yeah,
What a guy.
I guess whoever
Those
sold
good
them out
deals.
there at the convention didn't realize what they had.
That's, just
I
like
wouldn't
when you go
realize
to,
it.
what's the word?
Yeah.
Like garage sales and stuff, and you just find some gems.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm so ready for garage sales here in the summer, especially because since I'm in New York now.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
excited to see what type of Transformer stuff I can find this summer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're gonna find some cool stuff. The whole Midwest, and especially New York, they're just chock full of that stuff. Because before old people retire and come to my state, they dump all that stuff before they come down. So it's just chock full of cool stuff.
Yeah, especially being in the capital of New York. There's so much that goes on when it comes to flea markets and stuff. There's so many different variants. There's
Oh yeah.
they have specific ones to vinyls and other ones to toys. I'll go to these different theme flea markets and I'll see booths dedicated to 80s and 90s toys that they're just selling. So I'm very excited for the summer, and I think I'm gonna find some good stuff.
Better start saving up now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to the Tampa Toy Show this weekend just because I blew my load on the original all the one stuff. Jesus, Katie, man, I can't say anything.
Here goes Hal for war.
Yeah, so I haven't bought anything either, especially because I'm planning on going to see Billy Idol in August. So
Speaking of reveals, I can redo mine real quick because somebody asked about them.
Mm-hmm.
Got the original Transformers
RJ Eagle.
dinner plate.
Dinner tray. TV
It was
tray.
a metal kind of week.
These
Because-
days, it would be known as a weed tray.
Not in my house.
Nice. Yeah.
But the original Transformers lunchbox, which is weird because here's the thing that confuses me about this lunchbox. In '86, all the lunchboxes went to plastic, and this has the '86 artwork on it. However, they've got a plastic lunchbox with the season 1 artwork on it. I'm confused. I guess
Do we know
that's
it's a vintage one.
Yeah, it's definitely with the lot it came out of. I trust the guys that was officially vintage.
Well, I can
and then
show you what
finally,
the repro is.
though the repros are smaller. I saw them at Cracker Barrel.
Is that a
Somewhere.
trash can?
It is a trash can.
That's cool.
Transformers trash can.
I would get that and I would take it to work and put it under my desk.
There you go.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
repros
I
have
forget
the
who's-
this movie art on them.
Oh, okay.
Oh
so
yeah,
it's
this
not
isn't
that.
movie art. This is the box art.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
look
look
here.
at
Hang on while I got the screen. This is
Black
food.
Kitty baby.
Come here, Bubba. Look at this monster of a cat.
Oh my god.
That is a monster of a cat.
It's a
Oh,
little shadow shine.
Ah.
Oh my
Look there.
gosh.
Look,
It
you're on the
reminds me
internet.
of, he reminds me of Mr. My departed black cat.
As
Oh,
large
look
as
at
he is, I'm not going to be able to breathe in that house.
Well, this is the first time he's ever been up here. That's why he's all big-eyed. He's like,
That's why
oh,
he's looking around.
Yep.
is this what it's like up here? Yeah, this is Panthro. This is my foo-foo, or as we call him, fat ass. Look at this. This is a monster cat.
To be fair, I mean,
Wow.
looks big boned to begin with.
It was
before
like a
the weight.
$5 foot long and then
Jeez.
some.
Magnus, are you familiar with Rurouni Kenshin?
Thank you, baby. Bye, foo-foo. He's like, all these things. I could jump up on that shelf and kill everything.
Yep.
Please don't. It'd be a very expensive kill.
Yeah, if your black cat's like mine, she'll. Is it a he or a she? Oh, I guess it's a he.
It's a
since
boy.
Panthro. It'll have a thing for swords. It likes my what was it? Revenge of the Fallen bludgeon swords and the Titans Returns
is-
Blitzwing sword or something like that.
Hi.
Well,
Is
he's the reason that my MCF Slave One, which is Boba Fett's ship for those who don't know in the Star Wars franchise, he's the reason that my Slave One is in a box in pieces over there because he got up and went like that against it and shoved it off the counter. That's why they're not allowed up here no more. That doesn't come up.
The RJ Eagle says, reminds me of a Battle Cat variant.
my girlfriend has 3 cats and they're brutal. Like they'll be doing nothing and then another one will just walk up and they'll start smacking the shit out of each other and then just running away. I love seeing it. I watch it all the time. Like
Impactor says, I'm getting Dark of the Moon released air raid figure, not the green one, the gray repaint of Breakaway next.
Not super familiar with that one, but I can look into it. I mean, why not? I guess you got one unreleased guy. You might as well get a few more.
So I know we have a bunch of things, a bunch of news for this segment.
There's always news if you know where to look.
This is true.
yeah. Yes, I have some news for you guys.
Oh yes, go ahead.
Toy Warp is still a bitch.
That's not news.
I can still hear you.
It's fake news. It's fake news. How about that?
That was fake news.
Oh, and since we do have new people, I will show these again. So my local Walmart has the repros of the guys on cards now,
Mm-hmm.
and
Those
they
are
have
both two.
they have tech specs.
I will
Wait,
say those
what?
are both two excellent figures on their own, so they're definitely worth grabbing. I already have like Netflix B and regular Legacy Gears, but if you don't have either of those guys, those are the versions to get, especially that Bumblebee, because they've like changed the materials his hood is made out of, so he's more durable. So
Oh,
Those are
that's
like the
cool.
best versions of both.
and they have their original G1 art
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah, to be clear, these are not the G1 figures. These are modern versions of them. That's
Yeah,
Netflix
these are the
Bumblebee and
modern
Legacy
ones.
Gears. Yeah. But as I said, those are probably the best versions of them.
Look into. I wonder if they have the little reader for the tech spec on that little package in there.
I
I don't
would
know. I
be
might have to
surprised
go
if
and see
they
if I
do.
can find another one and buy them.
Yeah.
Gears there was like 10 gears, and I was just like, oh, I wonder if there's any more of them. And somebody had hidden a bumblebee in the back, and so I looked into that one.
That's what I always
Yeah,
call
I
my
keep
layaway
forgetting to
program.
mention it, but
Mhm.
my local Walmart has had 4 big empty pegs for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they have the labels for these 2 figures.
Wow.
So they obviously have just been waiting on a big shipment of them to arrive.
Wow.
So I need to send these anyway, but I'll go ahead and send them to Spin, and then he can show you what our Walmart looked like. I get that. Oh yeah, we went to
Mine has a lot of the
John.
gears, but none of the B.
We went to a Elton John, Billy Joel tribute band
Nice.
last night. It was awesome.
Nice.
It's an interestingly specific kind of thing.
Yeah. The concert that I'm going to also has Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and I believe
Oh, that's a good concert. I've seen her twice at Louder Than Life.
and I believe Avril Lavigne, because Billy Idol has both of them on songs in his new album, and it's a tour for his new album that released on Friday. So
Spin, I sent them
Still
to you
putting
on
out
Messenger.
albums, eh?
Okay, cool.
I did get those $1.25 figures. I got Optimus.
Actually, Toy Warp, quick question. The reveals that you had last week, did you have any of those close by?
I can get them right quick.
Okay, which actually, let me see. I'm going to say, yeah, if you're able to get a few of them, because then that will lead into one of the news items. But let me
Really?
go over to Magnus's.
Curious to see what kind of transition you're thinking of.
Oh, Magnus, you're speaking of the Walmart image?
Yeah. And it was blank the week before. It was blank Easter weekend. That there was like 3 pieces up there, and then I walked in there and I was like, oh, look at this, because I was expecting to send you a picture of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to see the weirdest thing I've ever gotten in the mail?
No.
No, I promise it's
Can
not.
you show that?
Yes. So I ordered.
TelaTraan too.
So I,
We can show it. We just don't want to see it.
so I ordered my girlfriend a clothing item, and they add a couple of extra things for some reason. This is one of them. It's one of those masks, but it's themed from the movie Boss Baby.
Yes.
A Boss Baby.
Nice. All right.
Okay then.
And it's like a rewashable mask. They
Well,
just
what you-
threw in.
What you do is you use carburetor cleaner on that real good on the inside, and then
Yeah, just a little BB blaster.
that's right.
It's brake clean.
That's right. It'll make sure that there's no bacteria on it before you wear it, and you'll sleep like a baby after you breathe through that for a few minutes.
The Children of Primus does not promote whatever he just said. I don't even know what category to put that in.
It's ether.
Whatever he
all
just
that
said is a
business
no.
I told her, I said, listen, like, I know that I bought this thing right here for you, but I came out the real winner today.
You really would have if it was Shrek, because I know you're obsessed with Shrek.
Oh God, yeah.
I am. It's a wonderful movie. It's a wonderful franchise.
And nope, didn't do that properly. I'm just having all sorts of tech. Who knows
Well, I can
what
see it
this
in the
evening.
left side.
And there we go. So there's
yeah.
image that Magnus sent.
Oh wait, you have Blokies at your Walmart? Is that what's up top there?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you see, that's they still haven't made their way to Canada in any non-comic book store context. I'm like, zoom, enhance. I want to see what series they are.
They're 5,
Are
Series 5.
the Transformers One ones or something else?
I think it's the Transformers One ones.
Oh man, that's the of all the waves of them, that's the one that I'm like most interested in because there's a bunch of figures in that set like Hound and Ironhide and the Death Tracker and stuff that just have never actually gotten figures in any other part of the line. You can only get them as blokies, so that would very much appeal to me.
Are you gonna buy just like a whole box of them like Magnus got sent?
I don't have the ability to really do that. Maybe if I was at maybe if they had a box of them at TFCon or something.
You know,
Hey, did the other picture come in, Magnus or Spin?
Let's see. And no, I don't have the other picture.
This
I always love going to my retro gaming store over in the mall and seeing all the Transformer stuff that they
There
have.
we go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I bet you would. It's funny. There's a local game store that I get most of my games from because I'm always like support your local business. And the guy that runs it is a big Transformers fan, and he has 2 shelves behind the counter of mostly of vintage stuff, a few classics guys from like the early 2000s, and a few times I've been like, are those priced? Are you ever going to sell those? And he's like, no, I'm not selling them. I'm just showing them off. Got like 2 shelves of mostly G1 stuff, a few movie guys, a few modern guys, just enough that you think it's maybe a sales table, but it's not.
He's just like, haha, I have this and you don't.
Yeah, basically. There's like the G1 Optimus, G1 Megatron, but there's a Tripticon back there. There's a bunch of other stuff like that.
Not only that, but showing it off in your store on a table is crazy. It's like, I can afford all this and a store, you broke bitch.
I got this and you don't.
Oh, look at that! They got Devastation.
What is that?
They got Devastation Optimus there.
What is he showing off?
is my Walmart.
Oh, I meant Toy Warp. Sorry. It looked like it was like a pair of shoes.
You'll see in a minute. I'm behind. Remember,
now?
I'm behind. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Roller skates.
What the hell?
Transformers roller skates.
Okay, Transformers roller skates, and I'm thinking there's a
Yeah, I'll try them on. What is that?
That is an original Halloween costume.
Of who?
Maybe Starscream?
Because it looks terrifying.
Or just a
Yeah.
nondescript Transformer, probably.
Well, good. They remembered that Halloween costumes are supposed to be scary. A lot of
Scary,
times they forget
yeah.
that these days.
It looks like something from Will Smith's iRobot.
Mhm.
Transformers door chime.
A door chime. Now, what is the sound that's made?
I was just thinking that. It's
I
definitely
don't
not
know.
the
It doesn't
obvious
have
thing.
like a chimey on it, and I'm not opening it up to find out.
I would love if it was like the Segway sound, the do 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 do. That'd be perfect.
Yeah. Like that's what it should be. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what it should be. And of course, the ViewMaster.
The
with its
ViewMaster
cool 3D
sealed in
effects.
box.
Mhm.
okay, and then the image.
Oh, cool.
Cool. Now
Wait,
go
I'm
back to
suddenly
the
having a-
front. Go back to the front. So that bottom left-hand corner is part of our news for tonight.
Oh, it's blocked by your logo there.
Yeah, it's blocked
there,
by-
now we can see it.
By Impactor's thing.
There, now we can see it. We got it.
Okay, and what else did you have as well?
With the artwork on it.
Yes.
Give me a hot second here. Because it's right here. This will show off the artwork better than anything else.
Can you close out Impactor's question?
Oh, I didn't know it was on the screen.
Is that a towel?
That is a sleeping bag.
Mhm. Look, that's got it there too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think You saw the big tie-in lot that I picked up.
I saw some pictures, but I've been like pretty sick the last couple weeks, so I've been kind of quiet.
Okay, so with the the find that Toy Warp had found, let's see if I can pull up the image on my screen, and just all over the place this evening. While I'm working on that, within the Transformers community, we did lose someone who, especially within the G1 era, we is that we're all connected to, with the name David Schleinkofer, or Schleinkofer, depending on the pronunciation. Born in 1951, recently passed just a few days ago. He is the person who created the original 1984 painting on the majority of the Transformers art, Transformers packaging for the 1984 toy line. He is also known for 70s and 80s science fiction novel with his artwork for Robotech, Battlestar Galactica, and he also did the artwork for a Sun Raid image book. It's like a read, listen, and play book, which has his artwork that was released from Hasbro in 1985. And see if I can pull up the image for that, which I never saw that until now, just learning about the news.
I'm gonna put this in the group chat for you guys here on the streaming thing. It's his Flickr account. It's if anybody wants to go like pull up his art to show it off or anything.
Yeah, that's a fascinating image.
Yeah, this is the first I've seen this image. And as Prime Killer has mentioned on his Flickr account, he did 16 years ago. He did reply to people that were replying to or commenting to his art. One of his replies is quite funny, where he says, "Thanks guys for the kind words about the Transformers art. When the art director first gave me one of the toys to look at, and I tried to open it up and then close it back up into its original car or jet shape, I found it difficult to do and commented to my wife that these toys are never going to catch on with kids because it's too hard to operate it. Man, was I ever wrong."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was his comment on his Flickr account 16 years ago.
Imagine that
Good
he's
old
just
fashioned. You see it in every movie. It's like, oh, it'll never catch on. Every bio movie.
I could just imagine he's sitting there drawing up the original painting. This toy line is bullshit.
Yep. There we go. Now stuff is working as it should be. So let me get a couple more images of his artwork, since he is known in various communities. So that's one that a lot of people have been sharing as well.
Yeah, pretty much. It seems like pretty much his main beat was always just drawing all these good old pulpy science fiction book cover type illustrations.
Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is it's the science fiction illustrations and kind of what people would have depicted, that kind of like our current age, our current years, and everything. This is what the future would look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always liked the most interesting thing about the Transformers illustration that everything gets commented on a lot is the fact that I guess because the shape of the universe hadn't really been laid down yet. There's a lot of characters there like Ravage and Laserbeak and stuff where this seems like there's a whole army of them. They're like mass production instead of just a singular guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that looks like the guy in the chair from Alien, but like a concept version of it. I wonder what that was for. Oh yeah, I love that starship. Is that like a Robotech thing? Could be.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting looking at this because I feel like a lot of his stuff from then looked so much better than a lot of stuff today. Like if you put his art side by side with some modern stuff,
Right.
his work would probably still sell me more.
I don't know
Mhm.
what that is, but it's not Robotech.
Ah, okay. I don't know. I was just spitballing because I'm like, cool red jet. That makes me think of Robotech.
You know, Battlestar Galactica. Like, there's a lot of references that
If
you
it
know.
looks more like something out of Battlestar Galactica, but with that rover in the back, it almost looks like aliens.
Hmm.
Actually, if
Someone can
she's
reverse image
watching,
search it.
Tristy Nova, if she's still watching, might be able to tell us if that's BSG or not. Battlestar Galactica. She is a huge Battlestar Galactica fan.
Oh,
Nice.
interesting. Yeah, that said he worked. He said he worked with that franchise anyway, so it's entirely plausible. Uh, but yeah, it's interesting just how much that mural has been reproduced over the years. How it's on like every one of those boxes and things. Uh, and I wonder if like because it was reproduced so much, if that's the image that this guy will be forever like most associated with.
Hmm. And let me see. And I know you will probably know more about this. Where the Skybound has announced the upcoming special universe issue for free comic
Yeah.
book day for May 3rd,
Oh yeah.
2025.
They did this last year too. It was called the Energon Universe Special, and I believe they're basically doing another one this year. You know, if you have your local comic shop, you go there on Free Comic Book Day, and they pass out a bunch of. There's a bunch of free issues for you. They're always like They're always like designed to get you. They're sort of like advertisements because they're always like, here's a little taste of what this series is about. Try reading it, but also their original stories too. So like last year's Energon Universe thing had like a short Transformers story about Megatron, a short Void Rival story that focused on Hot Rod, a short little GI Joe story. So I think this year's will probably be the same thing. There's a really interesting set of preview images that show that, you know, because why not? A bunch of Autobots back on Cybertron were in a rock band together before the war.
It's awesome.
It made me think of it made me think of Cybertronic Spree at first, but then I realized they have RC on vocals, but everybody else is different. Like they have Jazz as one of the guys and stuff.
Right.
No, they better.
Oh, that's a really interesting cover.
Now
Yeah,
I'm excited. I definitely was hoping to go to my Newberry Comics and see if they had anything Transformers to give out this year.
Yeah, so it'll be that basically the Energon Universe special. Which, you know, by the way, the main comic continues to be really good, and there's a couple trades of it out now, I think. So by all means, if anybody listening hasn't read it, go ahead and read it. It's really accessible, especially if you just know like G1 because it's a G1 comic. It's like, what if Sunbow had stakes? And other than just in the movie.
Prime Killer. I gave you guys last time you guys were down here. I gave you guys a big tall stack of comic books. Whatever happened to that?
So I still have them. Unfortunately, they're in Ohio, and I need to go get them picked up.
Man, okay.
I'd be curious about which ones. Like, is it
Oh,
Transformer stuff or is it?
No, it was random. I mean, I think there was a few, like the newer style Transformer comics in there, but 99% of it was X-Men and Superman and stuff
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
Wolverine and stuff, and unfortunately at the time, I know some of them was wrecked because I was the only one who was old enough at the time to appreciate comic books, and I still do.
Mhm.
Like I literally keep my movie comic book beside my bed and read a little bit of it before night before I go to sleep.
I know. Speaking of Wolverine comics and GI Joe, so Larry Hama of GI Joe fame, he did a '90s run on Wolverine solo series. That's really good. I think he worked a
Yeah.
lot with the artist Dwayne Turner, if I remember right. But that was like one of my first comic books ever. It was a comic from his run with Dwayne Turner.
Yeah. I recently learned about that just because in the pages of one of the Marvel books I'm reading, they were like, he was one of the people getting into the Hall of Fame, I think last year for his work. Well, not
So
just for
his-
G.I. Joe, but they had a picture of his run on Wolverine there, and I was like, oh, I didn't know he did Wolverine. G.I. Joe is just so an all-encompassing thing for him.
So, actually, RJ Eagle, as we were mentioning, with the passing of David, the original artist for the G1 Transformers box art, RJ Eagle says that artist deserves much more credit, which I agree. Even though there's references of him online, there's not enough references. Almost in a sense, only because of his passing, now people are kind of recognizing him. That Space Scene battle image behind the G1 packaging literally changed my life as I stared and analyzed it all day in my childhood. R.I.P. to one of the best, and I do agree with RJ on that. Mario's
these things are designed to fire the imagination.
exactly. Mario says,
Now,
didn't know you guys know that TP. Sandra, welcome. Sandra says, cool, fine toy work. And Tristy says, not sure to the previous question. And it says, to be frank, I've been listening while installing new car seat covers. I did not get a good look. So I guess you'll have to rewind the video and catch up on it.
Yeah, luckily.
Well,
these
we were
things
just
are all
showing off
saved.
the original box art. So here, yeah, there's a real good look at it. Yeah, we're just showing off the original. His name escapes me mainly because I can't pronounce it. I'm not even going to try.
Let me just pop it up. His name is important. Let me just get it up here. David Schleinkofer. I'm going to call it.
Yes.
I think that's how it's pronounced.
David
Schleinkofer.
Schleinkofer. I like that.
Well,
Yeah.
but looking up the information of him, he only did the 84 line. That artwork with Metroplex and Triptychon for 85 is a different artist, and same with the toy line artwork that came out in 86 and afterwards.
You can tell that it
is
was
different.
inspired, though.
Yes.
It definitely seems like they were told to kind of stay on the same path as David.
Yeah, the second artist probably was Mark Watts.
Probably, yeah. So David had only did that original artwork with Optimus, and that has the emblem on his wrist and everything.
I do like that they kept with that theme, that it was so iconic that even though they went through multiple artists, they still kept the original style. To me, that really sticks out. Yeah, it really shows you. It reminds you of like a Van Gogh painting or something, and it really reminds you of how talented this man was.
Yeah, I agree. And now we're going to jump over to another piece of news, which is NFL crossover. And quickly read, Hasbro, Leading Games, and IP announced a special collaboration line with the NFL for a first of its kind lineup with Transformers X NFL action figures. First wave officially released with robot characters for the Dallas Cowboys Star Blitz, Pittsburgh Steelers Steel Mash, Green Bay Packers Tundra Prime, and Kansas City Chiefs KC-59, which I believe is a reference of when the team was first created. 5.5-inch figures convert to robot action figures, and fans can pre-order it. And for the latest information, go to @childrenofprimus.com and @childrenofprimus on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube. I think it's a cool collaboration, but I do have my issue, where it's basically they're just doing the Seekers Datsun brother type of ordeal with the characters. And I'm like, it would have been cool if they made each character transform into the mascot or whatever logo is associated to that team.
Now, see, what's funny about that is when it comes to the Browns, their logo is literally their helmet, so they technically are. And I have some inside information that the name for that toy is going to be called TelaTraan.
I was gonna say there's a big spread of names there. There's a prime, there's one that's just numbers, and there's a couple of proper names. Transformers collaboratives don't always get to be their own toolings. We've been lucky pretty recently. How like the Ninja Turtles one, the Knight Rider one, they were all fully original and they weren't like retools. So this is like the catch-22 of it here, where yeah, they did make a brand new tooling for this NFL thing. They just then repainted it 4 times rather than do 4 unique ones.
If I remember right, there's 2 head sculpts.
Yeah, that's true. There is 2 different head sculpts between these guys, so they did change it up a little bit, but that's the only like tooling difference between any of them.
I don't know anything about.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you got to take the helmets off to see the different head sculpts because they got removable helmets.
I
I will
don't know
say
anything about football, but I've always seen different styles of helmets being used. They could have used different styles of helmets too.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
kind of based
football's
on
the
when
sport I know
maybe
the
the
least
football
about,
team was
so.
introduced.
Cool. Actually, let me just catch up on the comments. Mario says, "Did you guys know in the Skybound's GI Joe run in the 6th issue that a Transformers and its Autobot that they wasn't even so much?"
Mario, with all due respect, please double check these before hitting send. I guess he's referring to the fact that Hound was in a GI Joe issue, like G1 Hound.
Yeah, a certain green Autobot that has an army vehicle for alt mode. So I'm guessing he's referring to Hound.
Yeah, I haven't read that issue, but I've seen the cover, so I've been catching up the last couple days. But the Marvel stuff that I have has also been really good, so I've been reading that first.
Yeah, RG Eagle says, and they don't have the reigning champs, the Eagles, my team, so easy pass, just kidding. It'll be interesting to see this. What do you guys think is the best Transformers collab to date?
Ooh, well, I only have a couple of them. I'm going to say the Back to the Future one, just because it's a really good figure. The Gigawatt, the DeLorean here. It like I said, it's a retool. It's just Sideswipe. They reshelled the car mode and changed a bunch of stuff. But Sideswipe was a really good figure to begin with, so I didn't mind that it's a retool of him. And it's really nice and detailed. I don't know, conceptual. I'm not thinking on a conceptual level. I'm just thinking on a raw, is the actual figure good level. But I only have I have him, I have the Ninja Turtles one, and I have the Volvo Optimus. Those are the only collabs I have. So out of those 3, basically, and all 3 of them are pretty good. So
personally for me, I really like Pepsi Prime, or I like the crossover with Knight Rider.
yeah, like I don't have that one, but I hear he's like really good from everybody that does. So oh yeah, there's the Ghostbusters ones, which Mr. Magnus is showing off. Yeah, the bottom one is Masterpiece Optimus in Ghostbusters colors, so I could see why that would possibly win by default.
I'm trying to remember if Mr. Magnus has that Ava Unit 1 Optimus Prime.
I do.
What's
Is that top one actually Ecto?
And the box for this one is a proton pack.
Now, Magnus, how much did you pay for that?
This one, my uncle was actually there. He got it for like $45.
Because my gaming store is selling that exact one for $40, and it's just been sitting there for months.
It's a repro.
Just $40, Jesus.
Yeah,
for Masterpiece,
that's the repro from Japan.
Yeah. I was gonna say, for Masterpiece Optimus, that's a good price regardless of the color scheme. And yeah, the top one, that was Ectotron. He changes into the Ecto one. That was like one of the very first collaboratives they did.
Don't
I
they?
think it was like the first.
Don't they have one with turtles where they turn into the van?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I reviewed it very recently on my blog on childrenofprimus.com.
While I'm standing here, Ben, just skip it over here, because here's this one, and then here's Knight Rider.
Yeah, and I have the Turtles one in his van mode.
I'm a huge fan of the Knight Rider figure. I think it's beautiful.
Here's the Turtles one in its van mode because it's the mode I happen to have it in. So
when you transform the Ecto, does it look like Ecto 1? Does it look like a 59 Cadillac?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's something I could not dismiss if
I don't have him opened, but here's the side. This is what he'll look like.
I will say I need to write in a letter to Hasbro because they didn't release a David Hasselhoff in the Ectosuit figure.
Yeah. I understand with like
Ooh.
maybe it's the same for the Ghostbusters one, but with the Back to the Future one, they didn't have to license the car, just the Back to the Future license. And they were like the only difference is the DeLorean logo isn't on the car, but other than that, they were allowed to just use it anyway because it's altered enough from its original design. I don't know if that's the case with the Ghostbusters one as well, but that might be how they're able to do the Cadillac and just have the Ghostbusters license.
I'm just saying that it better be a good-looking 59 Caddy because the real Ghostbusters cartoon not only put super detail into Ecto 1 and made it look fantastic on most of the episodes, but Ecto 1 had 2 episodes all by herself.
Yeah.
I will say, since we're talking about Ghostbusters, it was unreal seeing when I went to New York City, being able to see the fire station with the
I am
Ghostbusters
jelly.
logo and
Nice.
like it.
Nice.
Yeah, and it had like the paintings on the ground as well. Like it was super cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
No.
Magnus was showing off a couple of the Star Wars ones. There have been so many of those over the years. Apparently, most of them are not very good because they don't have the usual Transformers people working on them. But the few ones that are good are like really good. Like he was showing off the Star Destroyer there, which I believe is one of the more well liked ones. And they've done a couple different Millennium Falcons. There's a Death Star that changes into Darth Vader that people really like because he's big and interesting and has a bunch of cool gimmicks.
I'm surprised they haven't done a Death Star version of Unicron.
That
would be interesting.
Millennium Falcon turns into Han and Chewie.
Yeah, splits in half and changes into 2 robots.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. A dual con.
Speaking of
The
that,
one that's on, the one that you can get on store shelves right now. It's like I've seen it in my local Walmart. Is the Mandalorian, and he changes into a silver Episode 1 Naboo starfighter because he gets one of those on the show in like the 2nd season, or no, the 3rd season.
Since we're talking about this, is anybody or have they gone to see Episode 3 in theaters for the anniversary?
Oh, I have not. I'd need to
anything
watch
about it.
the other 2 first.
I saw that they're playing it in theaters until Wednesday, so I'm definitely excited to see it this week.
Yeah.
I think Wednesday is the last day they're showing it in theaters, at least here.
Is that
So
under Fathom Events or?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up.
yeah, and they have like special like Star Wars Episode 3 like popcorn like cups and buckets and stuff.
Nice.
Boy.
I would not buy them though because I picked up some of the Transformers one from Regal for Toy Warp, and the all the art came off of them. They were so cheaply done.
Oh, jeez.
Mine are still fine. Mine are still fine, and I keep them in the garage.
There's a little like maybe I just got like a cheap release of them, but they were literally like the picture was sprinkling off of it, and like half of the cups are white.
Wow.
Maybe you got a bad batch.
Yeah. Speaking of comics, let me show off something real quick. So, I'm not into action figures, but I keep an eye sometimes on some of the action figure auctions because a lot of times they'll get car stuff in and they'll sell it for on the cheap because they have no idea what it is. They don't care about it. So I picked up a Stomper chassis that I didn't show tonight just because I had already put it away with the rest of the Stomper trucks. But the Stomper trucks, complete Stomper truck go for around $100 a piece now, right? I bought the Stomper chassis running, which is just the motorized part and the wheels and everything, minus the body that just clips on it. But the chassis and everything ran. I picked it up for $10, right?
Wow.
And when they sent it to me, because I bought something off of them, they sent me an original Thundercats comic book.
What?
Like from the 80s?
Yeah. Hell, it's got an advertisement for Care Bears on the back of it.
What? I'm jealous. That's awesome.
Do you want it?
I do want it.
It's yours, man.
I do.
I have no need for it. As a matter of fact, I messaged them and said, hey, I think someone else's stuff got put in my box. You probably want this back because somebody probably paid for it. Oh, no, it's yours. You won the whatever during the auction. I'm like, oh,
Nice.
Okay.
I'm actually like a huge Thundercats fan. Not the like newer stuff, but like the older stuff.
Hmm.
Um, so like,
That's
that's
yours.
really cool.
Yeah, it's yours, man.
I
Cool.
love
No.
comic books.
RJ says, wow, you guys talking about the old Star Wars Transformers crossovers are bringing back a lot of memories. Got the Death Star Darth Vader on my shelf. Even comes with a cape in Vader mode.
Yeah, like I never got super into them, but because initially a lot of them didn't have very good reviews, but that one was always really interesting to me because it's huge and supposedly really good.
I will
Some
say,
gentleman who's into Star Wars and Transformers. I'll have to look up what his name is. It's like JC and some numbers.
Anybody who's into Transformers and Star Wars toys has more money than me. I can tell you that.
I will
Holy
say,
crap!
I was a big fan of the collaboration between Street Fighter and Transformers for the box art alone.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that was a weird set of figures because they were using old like Titans Return guys as like Optimus. Optimus was Ryu and Megatron was M Bison and Hot
Oh,
Rod
no.
is Ken and RC is Chun Li, but they were all very much older figures.
Yes, and I also feel like Mr. Magnus needs to change his name to Mr. Money.
So the gentleman's name is JCC 2224, but he's into a lot of Star Wars and Transformers stuff.
Oh, interesting.
He'll buy a lot
I
of the clone troopers and stormtroopers like my kid brother does. Then
his banner there
Transformers like
tells a
me.
story.
Cool. Just before we get into one more news item for the evening, I Am the Destroyer. We have returned I Am the Destroyer.
Oh,
Your
no.
mom,
Yeah.
I Am the Destroyer chat. And Special Agent Plunger Man, I Am the Destroyer.
That's crazy because I destroyed your mom.
Mudflap, I Am the Destroyer.
I taught him
I-
well.
And I am a Transformer Toy Mom. I Am the Destroyer chat.
There's the mom I was just talking about. That's crazy.
Hold on. Devastator is your mom. I Am the Destroyer.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
So one
Mom,
last
please.
You're-
item. I wonder, Fear, do you know of this Transformers Crossfire?
Transformers I
Oh, that
heard of
game.
that for the first time earlier this week because it got
Same.
canceled. I had never heard of it before that. My understanding is that it was some sort of fan game,
Yes.
like not an official thing. That's all I know about it. It's totally new to me, and now it's gone. Whatever it was.
Like Crossfire, the board game.
No,
Nope.
that's what they were calling it.
So it's actually a Roblox game. It's a fan-made Transformers game, but they use the Roblox platform to create this game. And first I'm hearing about it as well, but Transformers Crossfire was deleted April 25th at 7:40 p.m. and this was due to a DCMA strike from Hasbro. So Hasbro went after this fan-made game that was running on the Roblox platform. And it's quite interesting that for Hasbro to have gone after them for this, even though they've had that one game stuck in development forever and then canceled it, and are mentioning that they're going to be more focused on video games than movies, but
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
but
This
they
is some,
went after the game.
yeah, this is some footage of it that I found
That's
on
good. 'Cause I'd
Reddit.
never seen anything about it, so I'm interested. I know that like Roblox, you can do a ton with it. People do make just full games in it because it's a customizable enough like platform for them to do stuff. Ooh, look at that!
Yes.
Yeah, this is on
Oh, you can
Roblox.
transform.
It reminds me of the PS2 game when the movie came out.
I was just gonna say, it reminds me of the old movie games, and if they're just making this as a fan game, that's impressive.
It's
Too
also
bad that Hasbro isn't like Sega because Sega is known for actually recruiting fan game makers.
Yeah,
So
Sonic Mania, which is a favorite of mine. It's a side-scrolling Sonic game they did a few years ago, like a purposely retro one. They recruited out of the fan game community to make that, and that's why it was so good.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I I have two thoughts, and one is the realist thought, and one is the optimist thought. The realist thought that I have about that is, you know, you're always gambling when you make unauthorized use of fan content. Obviously, if they're cool, they'll let it lie. But if you're going to do anything out of copyrighted stuff, you're always going to run the risk that sooner or later they're going to notice you and smack it down.
Yeah,
So,
especially if it's Hasbro. They don't mess around when it comes to their money.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
cruddy that it happened, but you always got to be ready for that to kind of happen at any time if you're doing something out of copyrighted content without a license, right?
I will say it's like, what did Hasbro expect from them though? Because the reason that you make a game like that is because you're not happy with what the actual publishing company is putting out. And
Which is nooking.
yeah,
And
exactly.
here's the bit where I'm being optimistic. Several years ago, pre-pandemic, there were two really high-profile fan game cancellations. One was a fan project called A2MR, which was a remake of Metroid 2 for the
Yes.
Game Boy. And
Still
the
got it
other
on my
one,
laptop.
yeah, and the other one was a set of fan servers for World of Warcraft that were like recreating how it was at the very beginning, right before any updates. And in both cases, people were like, "Why did you kill these?" And then Nintendo and Blizzard both announced like a year later official things that were that. They did Samus Returns, which was their own official remake of Metroid 2, and World of Warcraft did like World of Warcraft Classic, which was like how it was originally. So the optimist in me is okay, if they're going through the effort to strike these things down, maybe they're working on something similar officially, because that's happened before in the video game space. Not often, but maybe that's me. That's me finding a silver lining.
I hope so, especially because they just canceled that other game too. So
Yeah, reactivate. That's not looking great for them right now.
I mean, they
Oh
didn't
yeah,
pick the best studio for that, so that's probably a different scenario. But
I was going to be a smartass, and I was going to bring up and show you guys on the Xbox store that Fall of Cybertron, Warforcybertron are there. They're just not available, but I got my camera plugged in, and the Xbox needs to be plugged in.
yeah.
But trust me, it's on the
feels
store.
like- yeah. Okay, like they released like 4 reactivate figures, and then the game got canceled because they thought the game would be out by the time the figures came out. And they're releasing War for Cybertron guys in the Gamer Edition line, and they're releasing Devastation guys in the Studio Series toy line too. It would not shock me if they were trying to get ports of these games out there, like re-releases of the High Moon games and Devastation, and something delayed them, like some licensing thing or some programming thing. Because the fact that they have all these new figures of both these sets of games out there makes me wonder if they thought they were going to have them available again, so they could sell figures based on them, which is what they're doing.
it would be smart to do an updated version, because I noticed one thing I like about what Nintendo is doing is they have like Switch 2 versions for people who don't know, and it's updated versions of older games. It's like new like DLC and new content and stuff. They'd be smart to do that for the Transformers games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even have to. Just reissue them and they'll print money. I've said this before. I never actually played Devastation. I didn't used to have I didn't have to used to have any PlayStation systems, so I would absolutely play it again if they re-released it. Though I guess I could track down a vintage copy, but good luck with that.
No, they're easy to find. They're cheap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look it up on eBay. Yeah, usually $5-10 a piece.
Wow.
Oh, well, maybe there's less of a need for that then. But still, a shiny coat of paint would be appreciated.
I just think that this conversation makes me think about how like these days gaming used to be so easy, and now like I don't know, you can't just casually get into video games anymore because
Oh, I
like the
find it-
physical editions are going away. The fucking the
No,
consoles
the
are
physical
so
editions aren't
expensive.
going away. They've gone away for new games, that's for sure. I mean, over the past 5 years or so, they've definitely started to phase out physical editions of games. But anything before then, there's a bajillion copies of the game that you want more than likely out there, and out there for cheap. It's
Yeah.
they're not hard to find. Even the old the High Moon games are still pretty easy to find on disc.
I know, but then you have to track down a console if you don't have one, and it's like it's a big chunk.
I
Of
find them at the curb. I literally the cruiser sign up there is held up by an Xbox 360. I find those things at the curb. They're everywhere.
Okay, but not everybody is fortunate enough to live in a giant retirement home city.
I don't know about your
Like
luck.
I say, as a Nintendo guy, I don't find it very hard to get physicals of stuff. Though also, again, I have a very nice retro game store. Shout out to We Got Games if you're ever in Ajax. They have a few other locations in and around the Greater Toronto area. They have physicals of pretty much. They have physicals of stuff that gets limited runs, so it's. I've never found it too hard to get physical copies of these things.
No, Devastator says Transformers Devastation is going for $80 to $100 on eBay.
Christ,
That's the price of a current day Nintendo game.
I was gonna say,
doesn't-
like, to be fair, if they gave it a new release, it was probably what it would cost anyway.
Cool.
No,
RJ
new
Eagle-
releases are usually half the cost of a new game.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
Usually.
RJ Eagle says, also, is anyone getting the Transformers Compendium Kickstarter comics for G1?
No.
No,
No.
watch me go on a nerdular rant a couple episodes ago about why not, because they're using the wrong versions, and the way they have them ordered is stupid.
See, lucky for me, I was in the chat and I got to see it before everybody else, and it was quite wonderful. It was a beautiful rant.
Magnus, while I know you love looking stuff up. Why don't you look up to see what the price of Devastation is?
It's
I'm
funny.
here right now.
Cool. And while he's... Oh, sorry, Fear?
I was gonna say, we were watching YouTube earlier up on the TV, and one of the commercials was the Kickstarter commercial for the Transformers.
I'm
comic, and
getting
I was
that.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been popping up on my YouTube as well.
yeah, I was like, oh, it's made it to YouTube now. Jess was like, yeah, that's because you were talking about it constantly, so of course it's up
Yep.
there.
Sony
Algorithms listen
PlayStation
to
3 or PlayStation 4?
I would say PS4 because I have a PS5, so that's the
Right.
one. I
PS4
was
is
on.
$70 sealed.
Oh, sealed.
$40. Yeah, $40 unsealed.
Technology, we listen to all this shit all the time. Calling our cats babies and all
Yeah.
those fucking ads for diapers. And shit.
What about
What
about
the
Xbox
fuck
360?
ass
Oh my God.
goddamn fucking
Wait, hold on, we're having a
diaper
just moment.
ads.
Yeah. she was going on a rant that because we call our cats babies a lot, we see targeted ads for baby stuff.
Oh, jeez.
I don't see a Devastation for Xbox. Oh, here it is. Here it is. 23.
Yeah, okay. So you just got to be on the good system, Xbox, to be able to get it cheap. That's all.
There you go. So,
I miss the days on gaming where you could like turn on the TV, turn on G4,
Well,
and you could see reviews of like the games you're looking forward to and stuff. I
The
miss these
PS3
days.
version was like 17.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that's a lot less like usable to modern people because like if you have a PS5 or a PS4, you can't. Can you play PS3 games on the PS4? I know you can't play. Oh, Jess is shaking her head. Yeah, you can play PS3 games on. You play.
I was about to say, my new Xbox plays all the way back to 360,
I
I
lost the
think.
plot. Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I
There
have
are
a
certain
PS5.
There are certain PS4s that play PS3s and PS2s, and then
Oh, okay.
PS5 you can buy PS2 downloads off of the PlayStation website and just have them downloaded straight to your console.
No, I saw something interesting the other day that unlocked a memory on YouTube.
I will.
I saw a clip of X Play from back in the day that was reviewing the Transformers Armada game on the PlayStation 2. And I thought
Oh,
that
yeah.
was really cool to find.
I remember watching that.
It unlocked the memory of me watching it too. I was like, dang, wow, that's crazy.
We watched a lot of G4 around that time, yeah.
Yes, we did. And
Where's a remaster of that game? That's like the best bit of media to come out of Armada. That should be something that should be available on modern consoles.
Well, first off, you have to find somebody who cares about Armada, so...
Hey, a lot of people that don't care about Armada care about that game because even if you didn't like the franchise, that was
Of
a good
course,
PS2
of
action
course,
game.
Bach would care about Armada. I grew up with it, and
But
I
I
don't
watched the
care about it.
Japanese version, not the butchered American version. So that might be the difference.
That's
That
true.
is
There's a little bit
absolutely
of
the
something to
difference,
that.
apparently.
Because I know Toy War, like I know when you have heard me give my summary of Armada and Energon based off the Japanese editions, like wow, the American dub was like made it sound that good. I might have actually found it interesting, but they
Yeah.
didn't manage
Well,
to
yeah.
do that.
It was
Oh,
notoriously really rushed for some reason, so they didn't have time to like write it well. They were just like, is that translation accurate? Sort
yeah,
of.
wasn't
Okay,
there like
good. Read it now. We got to get it
characters
out the
that they
door."
would mix up the names of sometimes in the
Yeah,
same episode?
they said the wrong names all the time. Sometimes they
Wow.
said the characters' Japanese names instead of the American names. That's the level of like bad dubbing we were operating on.
That's such a like early 2000s things that happened too.
Yeah. To make it worse, Robots in Disguise, the show before that, had a really good dub, so everybody was like, "What happened?"
Did they use the same like dubbing team?
No, Robots in Disguise was dubbed by the group that had done Digimon, among
Was it
other things.
Saban?
Yeah,
That
I think
makes
it might have been Saban. Yeah. So it was like well done, and they rewrote the show a little bit and made it, and localized it well. And then Armada, I don't know who did it, but they were just like, "Oh, we gotta rush this out the door, just now, right
I mean,
now."
I'm not surprised because dubs can take a long time to do, and when it comes to Hasbro, they don't care. They just let's rush it out. Let's get
You,
this out for the next toy line.
just
there
real
might be
quick, when
something.
you mentioned Digimon, I gotta know, Prime Killer, that thing I got you that kind of hung on your arm and held cards. Wasn't that a Digimon thing? I was talking to someone the other
Yu-Gi-Oh.
day about that.
There's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Uh, yeah, it was Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's funny that you bring that up because like my birthday was on the 31st, and they got me a little keychain of one of the characters. So it's interesting that's being brought up right now.
Yeah, I was talking to someone the other day because I was talking about the Rescue Heroes spaceship that I forgot was in the attic.
Oh,
But this thing, I mean, it's almost as big as the flag, man. This thing's huge.
Oh,
And yeah, I was talking to someone about it the other day. I couldn't figure out if it was Digimon or something else. I would have never guessed Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, thanks for clearing that one up.
Why is there a 2-minute thing at the bottom of the screen that's not moving?
well,
Okay,
I'm
it's
gonna
nice to
throw
know
this.
I'm not the only one seeing that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm
throw
not
this
hallucinating. I'm
throw
not
this over
high.
to Sedum. So what we spoke of, would you want to run with that tonight or no?
Um, uh,
oh, okay.
trying to remember.
Why
Oh,
did you smack yourself?
trying to wake myself
Trying to
up.
get his
My
brain working.
allergies were bothering me before the show started, so
He
I'm a
said,
little
"Oh,
groggy because of
oh
that.
yeah, we're gonna do that."
Um,
I
I can
understand the
try. I
sentiment.
might not do it as well as I would have if I wasn't as groggy. So I know, like, I think that people are kind of allergic to random toys. And you can say that that's purely a toygenic thing, and that's not something that could apply to fiction. But if you look at like G1 versus like Beast Wars, the original Beast Wars, and like G1, a lot of times you would have a character, they pop up, you might not even notice them because they're in the background. If you're lucky, they get a spotlight episode, and if they don't, you might not have ever realized they were there like skids. Meanwhile, the Beast Wars original cartoon, you would have those protoform episodes, and you have to deal with, is it going to be the Maximals or the Predacons that get there first? And then even then, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be the one that get to ultimately get it. And then you would look at the context clues of the environment to maybe guess what animal is. So there was more of a randomness that added to the action. Meanwhile, with the toys, I mean, people like to act like the randomness has only been introduced with Loki's, but you had like the mini spies in the '80s with some of them, and as well as battle beast formers and battle beasts were sometimes in gacha machines in Japan. So sometimes those and I say sometimes with those random toys, or even with like trading card games, you have a teamwork element of people trading with each other that you don't get with, okay, wave one of this toy line, this size class, this size class, this class, and you just order it online. You don't have that people component. So I don't think, and even if you get duplicates, if you have friends and family that like that that series, that IP, you can be like, oh, you already got a present, for them. So I don't think both toygenically and fiction wise, those two, that randomness can be used to benefit. Oh gosh, how many more times? 40 seconds. But the reason I brought it up was, man, I got this little gachapon, little pullback, little octopus. Girl was trying to get. There was 4 girls. The girl was trying to get the green one. She didn't get it. I was originally just going to get one of them, but then it turns out you can only get enough tokens for 3 items, which is at the. So I was like, okay, and I told them, oh, I'll get some Kirby thing. So as far as they knew, they saw me. They got some color they already had, and then so they started walking away. But then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna try to get that green one for him. So I chased him down. I was like, here, hey, I got the green one. Trade it for this little guy who, coincidentally, I saved from the girl excitedly pulling him back and having it go under the machine. So I traded for this guy after saving him. Teamwork. You don't get that when you order toys offline that you already know about.
There you go. So that's our first beta run of Where Does Prime's Trailer Go? That's what we're gonna call this segment.
Interesting.
So Space Pocket
What just
by the way.
happened?
And I was hoping, since I know Bill plays Magic the Gathering, and then you, Anthony and Bill both having dealing with Blokies, that was the other reason I wanted to pick that subject, because I felt like with this little guy, I got the full random toy experience. I got to talk to him about some other stuff I liked that he liked that, and we're like, oh, you like that series too? The little octopus that turns inside out into takoyaki dumpling. And then, getting to trade with them, help them get what they wanted, and them helping me get what I wanted, because I wanted the orange. I didn't get orange. So you don't get that with, something like a Hot Wheels or a Transformer toys where you know what you're getting. So
cool. So now we're gonna wrap up our stream. So Mr. Magnus, what do you have coming up for the week?
Little to nothing. We're concentrating a lot on getting the wedding going. We booked our DJ. We got a really good DJ. Basically, just planning out everything. I've got a working drawing of the event location, the building, the outside. I've got the chapel is here. Now we're just got to get everything in the building and get everybody happy.
Cool.
And if everybody else ain't happy, we're going to be happy. So I don't care.
Exactly.
It's a good way to look at it, honestly.
Exactly.
We have security because there is a problem side to my fiance's family.
I was the same with me.
Yeah, and if there is a problem, I have a 6'6" Marine that's a real good friend of mine.
oh God.
And he is going to be there at head of security. If Kane thinks that there's a problem, Kane is able.
That is a fictional character catchphrase. That is not a real person.
I like that. Cool. Toy Warp, over to you. Anything coming up for the week?
Unfortunately, Cruisers Motorsports is on hold right now. However, on over on Toy Warp, the video's up for the tent, so go watch it, like it, and all that happy stuff.
How often do you see that sort of thing get reviewed? Like I said last stream, we're not a camping channel, but we will talk about a tent.
Exactly.
And soon some roller skates.
Yeah. let's look at the weird stuff. I like doing that. I like trying to focus on the stuff that people don't really talk as much about. Sometimes I play the hits, other times I'm like, well, what about this thing that nobody really looks at?
And Prime Keller, what say you for the upcoming week?
Obviously, Boy and Toy War is number one on the list.
Okay.
But other than that, not too much. Just working. I've got a couple events I'm going to in the next few months, but until then,
Who are you bullying?
saving up.
Who? Ooh, look at how easy this tears. It's so thin. Ah.
Oh gosh.
I cannot champion the destruction of these things on camera as some of it.
Oh, that's crazy. A collector just being like, "Oh, you see this super cool thing from the past?"
That's why I was like,
You underestimate how much I hate Prime Killer.
a special relationship.
Crazy. No. See, I hate him so much. I tried to trick somebody into signing an adoption certificate.
All right, Fear or Courage, what say you for the upcoming week?
Okay, well, my non-Transformers, but nonetheless interesting review of the latest bunch of Spider-Man Epic Hero guys is
Nice.
out there on Children of Primus bot reviews. This is my second batch. Right at the top, I linked to my review of the first batch I did last year if you want to know more about what they're about. These guys cost about as much as Blokey and are just as fun, and they're G.I. Joe scale, so if you got some Transformers, they can hang out with them.
Are those the same series that have the 2-packs where the one is Spider-Man and Green Goblin, then there's one with Miles and
I reviewed that set too.
I got the Green Goblin set.
Yeah, here he is over here. Yeah, most of what I reviewed on there are some of the 2-packs that they did. It's like my Blokies thing, where I just sort of run through what they are and what's available on top of just talking about them. For both that review and the old one. I'll admit it's been rough. I had a rough week, so that kind of made getting my next one really slow. Which is kind of funny because it's just going to be Tasmania Kid, the little Beast Wars core class guy. I got all his photos taken, reviews half written. I'll try and get it out this week. It's a shame they don't make core class figures anymore, because if more of them were like this guy, maybe the line wouldn't have kind of died on the vine like it did recently. Though also inflation was really hitting them hard, so maybe they were doomed anyway. That
would have been nice if they got to make his little buddy Diver, the frog, the green frog, because he only came in like a playground, like a play set with the waterfall
play set. I would have, because listen, there was an identity crisis with core class figures. About half of them were like, we're going to do mini versions of Optimus and Megatron and stuff, and implicitly they're their own scale. Like, they don't scale with like the mainline guys. These are just like a little line of minifigures that we're doing. And then the other half of the line was guys like this, where it's like, oh, these are the little guys that pair with your regular large figures and are just happen to be really small, like the mini bots and the Beast Wars basics. So there was always kind of a weird split between what the size class was like trying to be. Maybe if they'd committed to one or the other, it would have lasted. I don't know. I'm going to talk about this in the review that I'm writing, so this is a preview for my ranting about it later.
Cool. So,
if any of that made any sense. I always worry the stuff I say is just like complete nonsense.
It is, but we love it.
We love it.
Oh, okay, fair.
So on that note, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and as we say at the end of all of our streams, to all are one.
All are one. See you later.
We now return you to the Children of Primus.